Hey, YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us tonight. Tonight we have a real special guest with us, our friend Jerry from California Mother Lode Prospectors. That guy gets hella gold. Sorry, Jerry. We'll be talking about our trip to New England for California Gold Rushes, Adam's little get together he had up there, and some more stuff. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Tuesday Night Hangout Live. With your hosts, Ann Higelmire, Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a flashy old man production.
Welcome everyone. For those who are new, my name's Ed Marvin. We have Dano and Toledo Jess up here, and we talk about our lifestyle and whatnot here on Tuesday Night Hangout Lives, Gold, you name it, almost. If you're not yet a subscriber, please take the time to subscribe and click the bell to get notifications. And while you're at it, give a nice thumbs up. I see a lot of names of old friends and new friends in the house. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Boy, was still a little weary from the road this morning. How are you doing, Jesse and Dano?
Oh, that was our signal to unmute. I'm doing good. How about you, buddy?
There we go. I found the button.
Yeah.
Just got home. Time for the show.
Well, I'm glad you made it home on time, Dano. I know you called me and let me know you might run late, or a good chance of you running late. Glad you're here, bro.
And I'm glad I stayed at work because they had a major problem and my fire alarm license came into play.
There you go. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
That's right. But I'm glad I made it here on time, too. I didn't know if I was going to make it on time or not.
We would have did what we could till you were able to join us. So,
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you made it, though.
Our digging Canuck wants to know if we're in the no troll zone tonight.
I hope so. I hope so. Actually,
If not, we find out where you live. If you're a troll, your ass is ours. Bleep, bleep, bleep.
I need to talk to her because Quarter Hoarder says she has a way of screening her callers somehow, and I'm not sure if it's a bot or what. So.
Oh, Adam says you snagged these bedrock tools. You heisted them.
Yeah. He let me use a couple of his tools for scraping out some bedrock, and then we decided to take off from where we were at, and I just grabbed everything up in my car and forgot. But that's, I lost a shovel and a half-inch classifier down there too. So.
David Villa made it funny. It would be tough without me.
Yeah, it would.
We need somebody to carry the sound inspector.
That's right. It's a hard job, but I do a damn good one at it.
Do a great job.
Well, now
So,
you have to come to Gold Rush, Adam, so you can get your traversing tools back.
yeah, it was a good time down there. We had first time in Vermont. Beautiful, beautiful country.
New England is beautiful
Uh,
country.
I'm planning on going back again
Me too.
sometime.
Me,
Sometime.
me too.
A lot of,
Uh,
lot of history, a lot of dirt roads, a lot of gravel roads. Like, like that's the only roads they have there, gravel roads. But it was fun. It was a good time. We were down there. Ron, your buddy, what was that? Ron, who? Ron.
Ron?
Yeah. You're not gonna do it?
I don't see him here. So
No, I don't. I don't see him
He's got to
either.
be present for
Oh,
if
okay.
Iron Maiden's out on him.
Well, anyways, Ron from the hills, for the hills, was down there with his creek critters and.
there were 5 critters in the creek that day.
Yep. Yep.
There were a load of critters, I tell you,
Yep.
all over.
Yeah, change that creek's name to Critter Creek.
Now, was that Broadbrook we were on, or?
I don't know. I don't know. I remember. Hell, I couldn't even keep up with the name of the streets. What are you talking about? I couldn't keep up with the name of the gravel roads we were on.
I didn't pay attention to
rattle
it.
them off, and I'm going, yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember how to get there.
Driving around, I didn't notice road signs. I'm like, okay, big tree, big rock,
Right.
flags in yard, bridge. You go down to that big elm tree and you make a right.
Right. Yeah. Right. Merrill is the name of it.
Merrill
Yeah.
Brook.
It was fun. It was fun meeting some of the people that you talked to on here, like Mojo.
Yeah.
He was a fun guy to hang around with.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
A couple of us were howling. Yeah. I know Adam caught us howling
Right.
during his induction into the LBPA.
Yeah.
There we go. I finally got back.
And I met some new people, some metal detectorists, Rick Smith.
Yeah.
He was hanging out, and
well, he's more than just a detectorist. I thought he talked about bottle hunting and arrowhead hunting, prospecting, kind of well-rounded, like a lot of us in our community.
Napping, he naps.
Oh yeah.
Right. So that was cool.
We didn't get a hold of him, so we could have him on sometime.
Right. It was a fun conversation we were having. We hung out quite a bit, and of course Adam running around like a nut. Well, it was kind of cool too, meeting some of the people from the town. Even though there was like 13 of us, even us going in there for that weekend, we helped that little town by going to the restaurants for breakfast, buying their sandwiches, and it was a small little town.
Yeah. Hold on for a second. Hey, Boomer! Shut up! Pardon me.
That's hard on the ear.
You were supposed to mute that first.
Oh, was I? Okay.
Me and Jesse still heard you.
Yeah.
I only muted them, so they didn't have to hear me yelling at the dog. Live entertainment for you. If we don't have trolls, we have Boomat barking in the background.
So all in all, it was a good time. He put on a pretty good event. We had fun. We found gold. We saw some stuff. they get to do everything we want to do, but you never do because it's never enough time.
No, never enough time. And
Never enough time.
I want to do
Irish,
some
hey,
magnet fishing in Lowell,
Irish
Mass.
Prospector said even his dog shut up when he did that.
Yeah, yours did, but mine didn't. Here. Here, carry on, Jesse. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Other than that, Dano, we wish you would have been there. You would have had fun.
Well, I wish I could have went, dude.
It was easy to get down to the creeks, well, especially where we went because
it was not opportune for me. I had to put me behind. So
I know that really sucks. But hey, next time maybe.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely go next time after another week. I think after about another 2 weeks here, I'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
That changing jobs put a crimp in my style, buddy.
Right. Yeah, you'll be ready for Gold Rush days. Speaking of which,
I'm all excited about that. I'm ready to get on with that.
Speaking of which, for those who are in the area, we got Gold Rush days coming in. Labor Day is September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. But the Gold Rush day is actually Saturday and Sunday. If you've got a way to make it here and do a little hound prospecting, that would be the time to do it. Gold Rush days. So see, that's back with Boomet.
I see a weeno dog.
I see a weenie dog.
Now, don't be looking at my wiener.
Hello, Paul Wheeler. Any relation to our Sharon?
Hey, Paul. And the hookers are in the house.
Well, Hookette's in the house.
David.
Hook is still out dredging.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you know how he is. He's quite the sucker. Hey, Top Cat's in the house.
Okay, just wondering. A different Wheeler family, huh?
There's a few. There's a bunch of Wheelers up in Washington State, too. They could be
hooks in the creek.
Yeah, they could be cousins or something.
Did you read that comment? Ed's petting.
It is a wiener on YouTube Live.
Well, I think that's probably about enough. We should probably.
Yeah, but again, thanks, Adam. I had a great time. It was great seeing Brian Walder and
don't forget, Brian
and Ron from Ron for the Hills.
There's Brother Joe. He's in the room.
Hey, Brother Joe, how you doing, buddy?
Joe, how you doing?
I stopped by and visited Joe and had a really nice visit with him.
Cool.
I got out of there a little late, though, so I was ending up driving down a long state highway till I got to the freeway, or it ain't a freeway, throughway. But yeah,
paved road.
I had a good visit with him and Mary. And it was nice. It was nice. Saw the home base of Green Mountain Gold Trap. Pretty slick. Cool. Pretty slick. And we have Shad and Kathleen in the house. One of the two.
Hello,
Wandering Buffaloes.
Or both Biffles.
One or the other.
Both. Either or both.
Golden Pay Dirt Reviews. I don't ever remember seeing him with us.
Yeah, he's been here before.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, thanks.
I check out his videos.
Yeah, I see them once in a while.
He does a decent review.
Well,
he's fair.
Well, that's all you can ask for.
Both Biffalos are there.
Oh, welcome, Shad and Kathleen. Glad to have you with us tonight. And welcome back, Golden Pay Dirt Reviews. Yes. Yes, Boomet likes being the center of attention, Miner's wife. How's Paul doing, by the way? And we have Prospector Josh of Rich Ass Dirt Adventures with us. I'm sure he'll call in and talk to his buddy Jerry. Excuse me, everybody, why I smacked myself tonight. I had a long road trip over the weekend.
Hey,
I know you did too, Jesse, but
yeah, buddy. Yeah, Mojo, it was really a pleasure meeting you too, you know. You and your girlfriend. We had fun. I hope we can do this again.
oh, definitely. Hey, Mojo, you guys need to come to Gold Rush Days.
Oh yeah.
We drove up there. You can drive down here. We have a beautiful piece of property. Adam will. I thought Adam talked quite highly about
Yeah.
the Swank West.
Before I forget, Adam did a little giveaway, and I won it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm smarter than you are.
You're just far faster.
No, but that was really cool. And I don't know how much gold was in it because, you know, I just had him dump it what I already had though, my gold claw. Hey, even if it's one speck, I'm happy.
There you go. It was gold you won. You didn't have to dig it up.
Right.
But yeah, I had a great time. I wanted to do some magnet fishing in Lowell, but that didn't happen.
Right.
Like you said, a lot of things I wanted to do, I didn't get to do, but I had a great time nonetheless. I had an excellent visit with my youngest. I don't see him in here. Hold on, I'm reading Paul's wife's message.
I know that's. Well, I think that should be enough of us. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. We probably bring in Jerry and we can let him do a lot of talking now.
Yeah, that sounds good. But hey, but before that, we appreciate all our chat room people that come in every week and our new friends that come in. We really appreciate you being here. So let's carry on with the show and get our guest on.
Yeah, I hear you. Let me bring them front and forward.
Ta-da!
Ta-da. Camera, Mike, welcome. That's your cue.
How's it going?
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's
there. He's here.
You see me?
Yeah, I see you.
All right. How's it going?
There he is. There he is.
I'm doing really good. I had to shut up my dog somehow, so I just brought her in.
Oh, I see
that.
How
you doing, Jerry?
Wiener dog. How's it going, Jess?
Okay. Should be we did our little thing that we wanted to do beforehand from our trip this weekend. You just got back from a trip, right?
Yeah. I got back from one heck of a trip, actually.
Where'd you go?
Well, we went up to a place. It's actually on the Bear River. It's a place I've been to a couple of times. I went there. I think the first time I found it, I was with my wife actually, and it was maybe last winter, and we had camped up above at a spot and I have a side-by-side, and we rode the side-by-side down to the river, and we crossed and we followed the river for quite a while, and I really wanted to go back there. It had been bugging me for a while because I wasn't really there to prospect with my wife. It was just kind of a couples retreat type thing. So
just a getaway.
Yeah. So I really wanted to get back up there and prospect. So I've been up there another time with another buddy in a side-by-side again, just riding again. And we had peeped out another spot that looked really good. So third time's a charm. We showed up this time with 2 side-by-sides, a bunch of guys, and we headed up the river, and we got to a spot, and we had a blast, man. We found some gold. Everything was going great. You know, since we were in the side-by-sides, we could bring a lot of gear with us. Normally, we're like backpacking or on the motorcycles. And,
Right.
Go get mom. Go get mom.
Yeah, we literally had like chairs. We had lounge chairs. We put it easy up over the loose boxes, and we were just living it up, man. We had beers, and it was good times. It was something that we weren't used to for sure.
And some glamping, huh?
Yeah, definitely. So everything's going good, and we decide it's time to leave. We jump in the side-by-sides, head down the river, and we get to a point on the river, and the other guys were ahead of me. I was in the back with a guy we call Mine in Hawaiian, JC. It was me and him and mine, and Justin and Robert and another one up above. And we seen them. We came around a corner. We seen them with their arms up, waving, and something didn't look right behind them. There was a bunch of like mist behind them, and we knew the river was behind them. We weren't sure what was going on. When we pulled up, there's a power electric, what do they call it, hydroelectric plant right there, and they were releasing water, and they basically trapped us in the river, and we couldn't cross. So we were basically stuck because, I mean, I've done a lot of research on this area. Above us was another dam and another hydroelectric plant. We could only go to a certain point upriver, get to a dam, and we couldn't get out of there. And there was a few trails. I checked out a couple trails. We just couldn't get out. So we got stuck out there on the river. We had 4 guys, and we decided to just wait it out. It turned to night. We were, 9 o'clock turned to 1 o'clock in the morning, and we had a fire going. And luckily, one of our buddies got a hold of, he had cell service, and he was able to text out. And we were talking to the sheriff at that point because we were wondering, how we were going to get out of there. If they knew if there was a schedule for the water plant, if they,
Right.
We needed to figure something out. So we called the sheriff, and the sheriff, it was Sunday night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and literally, like, I could just tell the sheriff didn't even want to deal with us. He was just kind of like, you guys, if you're okay out there, wait it out. If not, we'll send the search and rescue. I could send the search and rescue for you guys. And I was like, no, I don't want that because it's not that dire. But it turned into kind of a crazy little adventure.
It probably felt better though, just knowing that he knew where you guys were at. That probably was relief, even if they didn't see anybody.
Yeah. So the Hawaiian's girlfriend ended up, there was a road nearby. There's a bridge and a road that had, it's fenced off. So she could only go so far, and we were able to get to her, and they went home. They brought us to my truck. We got a hotel room up there in some town nearby. I forget which town that was. But then we literally went to bed at like 3 in the morning, woke up at like 7, jumped up and headed back down, hiked in, got the side-by-sides. Oh, man, you should have seen when I seen the water was low again. We were so worried about that. I thought I was going to – actually, I tried to get across. That's what I was getting at. I tried to get across. At 1 o'clock in the morning, the flow went down. We started hearing these big booms, and I got kind of scared because it was dark, and it was right above us, and it was – never heard anything like that. It sounded like these bombs going off or something. And it was them closing the valves, I guess, on this plant. And we could see that the water went down a good maybe 5 feet or so. And it was like right on the edge of being crossable. And I swear, I wish I had footage of this. This is the one thing out of the whole trip I didn't get footage of that would have been really awesome. Because me and JC tried to cross the river at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it didn't work out. And we got floated down the river in the side-by-side. Somehow we got out. I literally got water in the engine. My belt was slipping. It was, pitch dark out, and I'm getting carried down the river. with him screaming next to me, "Oh, what's happening?" It was just, it was quite an adventure at that.
I'm sure right now it's kind of funny, but at the time you were.
Oh man, literally when I got out,
you were clenched tight.
Oh yeah, when we were facing downstream in the side by side and just going with the flow for a good 100 feet, and I had the wheel turned towards the bank, and I could feel the tires kind of picking up here and there, getting traction, but I could also tell that I got water because the belt was slipping, and I could tell I was like full throttle and I wasn't going. It just wasn't the same. So somehow it just barely crawled out of there. And we got back up to the other side by side, and the two other guys. Robert came up and he just hugged me, man. He's like, "Don't ever do that shit again, dude." Like that was just, that was crazy, man. Yeah, I was shaking. I get a little bit shaken even when I tell the story. I mean, it was probably one of the craziest adventures I've had so far doing this stuff. So.
Yeah, that's you just didn't want to wait, huh?
No, I mean, we waited. I think when we started waiting, we got there at about 6 in the afternoon, and that was at 1 o'clock in the evening. And honestly, I could have we had a fire going, and we had a little spot that we kind of leveled off in the sand. Right. I didn't have any like sleeping bag or anything, but I wasn't cold. I could have probably just been fine there. But I think the other guys kind of just wanted to get out of there more than I did, and I don't blame them, so they tried a little bit harder, but if I had to stay there with my stuff, I would have been all right.
Yeah. So you got some video. You got a video coming out of that trip?
Yeah, video's tomorrow, actually. I have to check it out. If you're not a subscriber, head on over to California Mother Lode Prospectors, and I got that video or footage of that trip. I have 3 trips that I'm covering tomorrow, 3 separate outings. I have gold from all 3 of them, and we run in some concentrates from all 3 of those trips too in the Blue Bowl, and it should be a really good cleanup. I'm actually super excited about it.
So one of the questions we typically ask is how long you've been prospecting for gold, and what actually got you started?
Well, for me, it's probably around 5 or 6 years maybe that I've been doing this stuff, maybe 4 years, like super, super solid going out. Like I have been, I know my wife hates it, but it's literally in the summertime. I try to get out at least every weekend, if not every other weekend for one day. Right. And thank God she affords me that. I mean, that's pretty nice of her. So can't complain with that. And, I get out there as much as I can, but in the beginning, it wasn't so much the case. I didn't know what I was doing. I needed to go out there with other people, and I've learned so much now. I could go out on my own, but I haven't been out on my own in a while. I've been out with a bunch of cool guys. So
that's always more fun anyways. It's cool to go out and just prospect by yourself. It's kind of a real stress reliever, but at the same time, it's just a lot of fun to be with a group of people out there, all doing the same thing. Day. Yeah, right. So what got you started in it?
Well, what got me started in it was I like a lot of people probably, I think the show Gold Rush. When Gold Rush came out, it was like kind of in my face, and I've always been really interested in that stuff. And man, I mean, there was right around that same time. Something happened. I think I got Comcast. I got some cable package, and I got the Outdoor Channel, and I started watching,
Gold Fever.
Yep, Gold Fever, and I must have watched every episode of Gold Fever.
At least once, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, singing the song with my kids and stuff.
Multiples.
Oh, just
Gold
Fever's an awesome show. People, I wish that they still made it. Honestly, I know they're doing the Gold Trails now with.
Actually, I don't think they're even doing that now.
Yeah. Huh.
With Kevin Hoagland?
Yep, Kevin. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the old ones with the Buzzard were really entertaining too. But I have to admit, I like Tom's Gold Fever shows too. Then
the Buzzard did a lot of pushing the the pushing prospecting and opening it up for the people and talking about the laws and
Right.
talking about the rights. And that was the thing I noticed about George. He did a lot of mining rights stuff. What do you want?
Yeah, I did.
Well, and talking about if you don't mine it, you got to grow it. And
Right.
how we're the most, out of all the industrial world, we're pretty much have the strictest environmental laws in the world. And if we don't do it, some other country will.
Right.
That, you know, that have like 0 to none, or I mean, hardly any to no real environmental laws or implements them, might be a better word for it. So then you do more damage to the earth, you know. I know Canada's really on their game about environmental laws, but
They have a few that are, you know what the hell they're talking about. Why? But for the most part, yeah. Yeah, that's how I got started too, watching Gold Fever.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, the show that got me really hooked on it was a show that they did, and they were in Ohio. Tom was in Ohio. What? There's gold in Ohio? So
oh.
that's what got me.
Yeah, I remember one episode that were like in L.A. or something down in the drainage ditches
Right.
or something. I think they found a knife or something.
I saw that one.
Yeah, I seen the Home Depot sand one. They did that too. I mean, a lot of cool shows that they did for sure.
Yeah, but that got me going too. Was that with Gold Fever?
Yeah, I used to, when I started out, like I said, I think the Gold Rush show, because Gold Rush in the very beginning, you got to admit, it was a pretty cool premise. They had a bunch of just guys that they threw out there that all wanted to find gold. Who doesn't want to find gold?
Right.
And, in the beginning, at least, it was really interesting. I mean, it's still, I think it still is interesting to some degree, but it is, each year it kind of lost interest for me, or I lost interest.
I lost interest probably about 3 years into it.
I haven't watched it for a couple years, easy.
Yeah, I haven't watched it like I used to watch it in the beginning for sure.
Right.
In the very beginning, I was watching it pretty religiously, but I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, I think one of the things that kind of turned me off about it was actually listening to some of the interviews on GPS with some of those guys, and really hearing the drama stories and what reality really is in real TV, in reality TV, So after I don't remember who it was. Well, I know Tim had. Was it? I think it might have been Fred Hurt.
Tim had Fred Hurt on.
Right. I think when he had him on, Fred was talking about how all that stuff's set up, and it's nowhere near what you see. So that kind of took the thrill of it away. But that's okay. I wasn't all that thrilled with it after a while, anyways.
Well,
you gotta wonder about those things, man. I mean, even what was the show that they just did with Sluice Goose with
Devil's Canyon.
Devil's Canyon. That was an awesome show.
I like that the best of all.
Some of the shots of, I followed Sluice Goose on the forums, and the way you would talk about stuff is like super secretive, basically. So you kind of have to wonder why things are like that to a certain degree. I know a lot of it. I love that show. I love Sluice Goose, and I'm not trying to talk down on anything that they're doing, but you got to wonder how much stuff has production value and how much is real life. I guess.
Well, from what they were saying, because we've had Sluice Goose on here, we also had Prospector John on here,
Mhm.
and my understanding is that they're under contract. Some
Yeah.
things they can talk about, but nothing specific.
There's
Yeah.
disclosure agreements, you know, they
Yeah, they
can
have to sign
only
disclosure
talk
agreements.
about so much. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, that's you know, and plus after listening to some of these people and talking with them, you realize that they probably left all the really good stuff on the cutting room floor, and just
Yeah.
give you what they think is going to sell for them, and you know, so we get to watch the drama. We don't get to see the real workings.
Yeah, I
ain't that
know
for
even
sure.
just what I do, you know, I mean, I struggle to film what I do. That's one of the things I'm working on is sometimes, you know, when we're out there, when we're on, especially if we're on good gold. Uh, Actually, I take that back. Sometimes when we're on good gold, I'm more inclined to break out the camera and show the gold or show what we're doing. Uh, but you know, and sometimes I struggle with trying to actually film what we're doing. I get caught up in actually doing it, and it's hard to film, gold mine, and do everything. You know, that's the thing that's I don't know. When I first started, I didn't know it was going to be this much work to keep it trying to
Yeah,
push the whole every week
Do
thing. You
you
know, and
think any of us gold
offer.
prospecting YouTubers thought it'd be that
Yeah,
hard, this hard?
yeah, you know, but do what you can. And I know that now that I kind of took a break and step back and just kind of more focusing on having fun with it, it's kind of more flowing better. And I just got to remember to break out the camera when, you know, it's time. Or the other thing too is there's what I was going to say about what we were talking about earlier is a lot of stuff does get left out because I know I have a lot of footage that I think is going to be awesome when I'm shooting it, that when I get to the computer at the end of the day, I'm like, I can't even use this. It's not even usable, or there's something wrong with it, or the camera's too shaky, or, you know, there's so many things that could happen along the way.
right. Uh,
But I'm
Stuff
working
you
on
don't really notice until later on.
it. Yep.
I know.
Oh, and then all the footage you take that end up, so to speak, on the cutting room floor, you know.
Yeah.
And then like, well, do I want to put in a couple of bloopers at the end or something? What do I do with that?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a lot of
Sometimes it's hard
heart.
sometimes it's hard to find, or you'll think that you'll have a lot of footage of a trip, and then I'll get back to the computer and I'm like, why was I thinking that I had all this footage? Like, there's nothing here to even work with, you know. And so that's kind of why I try to group some of the trips up together. And a lot of people have always said, you know, why don't you do a trip and make a video, or just make a video like a lot of the YouTubers out there. That's, you know, trip video. And my thing is more, you know, I want to I kind of group stuff together that's relevant, or if it's interesting, or what, because I might have a trip that's not very interesting. We didn't find much, or for whatever reason, I wasn't filming that much that day, but still working on stuff,
You
you know,
know, here.
work in progress.
Yeah, the reality is if you want to do what you really want to do, you have to hire a film crew just
Exactly.
to follow you, and so you don't have to worry about it, and then you can edit whatever it is they did. But
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Even the drone filming, like I do some drone footage, and I love doing the drone footage, but it's less mining time to sit there and fly the
right,
drone, and I got to
right,
carry it. The drone it doesn't weigh a lot, but it's takes up space and weighs something, and a tablet and a battery, and it's just a lot of times I opt out of even carrying some of the camera equipment and going lightweight, and then the footage isn't as good. It might be shaky because I didn't bring the right stuff. You know, it is what it is. When I get back to the editing floor, I kind of have what I have. But
I got a question here from Heavy Metal Magnet. Wants to know what part of California you're from.
I'm from the North Bay, or I guess you would call it the East Bay, but I consider it North Bay. I'm from Fairfield. I live in Fairfield, not too far from Sacramento.
There you go,
Okay.
Sacramento.
Top Cat's from the same area, right?
Top Cat's from Sacramento. He lives up in that area.
Oh, so he's from the Big
Sacramento.
Sac.
Yeah.
Okay. Heavy Metal Magnet's from LA.
Okay. Yeah, I've been wanting to get down that way, poke around one of these days. My wife's always trying to go to Disneyland. She loves Disneyland. And one of these days, I want to just take her down to Disneyland and let her run free down there, and I'll go play down in the desert or something.
Anaheim's a ways from the desert.
True that, but
Yeah,
where I'm at now.
yeah, you'd probably have better luck. Like, here, honey, go to D-Land. I'm gonna go to Zooport and swing my detector, or to HB and swing your detector.
Yeah, I want to go down to East Fork, San Gabriel. That's just a bucket list place.
Yeah, up in the Azusa area.
Yeah.
So you do anything besides just gold prospecting? Do you do metal detecting? Do you do bottle hunting?
I have a gold bug too. That's my detector. So I'm not really a coin or relic detector, but some of my best finds with it, like I found a gold ring. You can see that. Found that, and I actually found this ring at a gold claim. Believe it or not, with the gold bug too, looking for gold, found a gold ring. It was on the trail, headed out of the claim.
There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
Gold is gold.
Some poor miner lost his ring while I was up there looking for gold, man.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, I play around with a lot of stuff, man. That's kind of the almost one of my downsides is I'm kind of too spread out everywhere. You know, I do a lot. I have a lot of hobbies, and sometimes I get caught up in not bunkering down and focusing solely on one, you know, and
lots of irons in the fire and nothing's getting out.
Yep, exactly.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, you know, I do the bikes. That's kind of was always something that I've done is ride motorcycles. My whole life I've ridden dirt bikes, anything that has a motor and wheels. I could drive it or ride it. That's been my passion until gold came along. Basically, I do a lot of RC stuff. You know, with the drone, I have some bigger scale RC stuff that I do. And I used to do a lot of hunting and fishing and outdoor stuff. I used to be a Boy Scout when I was a kid, and I've always been really interested in everything outdoorish.
Cool. So you ever do any, speaking of Boy Scouts, you ever do any painting demos for them? You
know, that's something I actually want to work on because a lot of the guys that are in the scout group that I'm from is like a really close-knit group.
Mm-hmm.
Small group of people from a small town. I was in the Crockett Boy Scouts. There's a town of Crockett in California, a small little Italian town, and they have this Boy Scout troop. And I was in it. I was actually a Boy Scout, and then I was in something called the Venture Crew, which is like older kids Boy Scouts, all the way up until high school, I believe. And
no biggie.
I'm still actually really active with those guys. Outings and I try to go to all the fundraisers and stuff, but it's something that I want to talk to them about doing because I have some spots that would be perfect for it. I mean, we could even do
because that's Ed and I and Dana, we've done that. We've gone to like their camps and stuff and have set up demos. It's pretty easy to do, you know.
It's really rewarding too.
Yeah, and the kids just love it.
Oh yeah. You know, and a lot of their dads, a lot of the dads and people that are helping out, they're into that stuff too, you know, and they'll get a kick out of it. I know for a fact. So it's something I need to work on for sure. Cause I know my daughter, she just went through school. She was in the 4th grade. She's going to 5th, but this last year in the 4th grade around here, at least everybody at the school in 4th grade goes to Coloma for this like overnight trip. It's a 3-night trip, and they do like the gold panning and the history of the gold rush and stuff. And I thought that was pretty cool.
That's something that you could probably get involved in, and they appreciate.
Yeah, and, you know,
You know?
I had said that to my wife. You know, like I wonder if they would ever want, you know, even if they do that, you know, shoot, I could bring a whole bunch of stuff over there, bring the whole panning tub, and
Right.
you know.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. All you gotta do is ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it up to them and
Right.
keep talking about it. And then eventually they'll get a hold of you.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe here in the near future with their next class, I'll see if they're going to do something like that again. Or I have a younger daughter that's going to be going through the same school system here in a couple of years, so maybe I'll board with her.
You know, even if they don't want to do it as part of that outing, that might be something that you might be able to set up in a classroom, like in science or something, or whenever they're doing geology or anything like that. You know, to get in on that. I know there's a few people around that have done that where they've started. Well, look at Don Hurd, the teacher.
Yeah.
He even started. You know, he's got a class now. So.
Kid showed an interest, so he started his class all about it. Yeah, he's
wow.
Up in British Columbia. You would think they'd have it anyway. You know,
right? You must learn to mine.
Like everywhere else in our country, mining made a lot of Canada. So mining and fur, I know the Hudson Bay Company had a big deal to do with it. Fur trappers, but Western, like British Columbia and stuff, a lot of their history's rooted in gold mining and other metals.
Yeah.
Let me take us to a commercial break really quick. And we'll get back. Sound good, guys?
Yep.
All right.
Time to hit the mute.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back after a word from one of our sponsors. Alright, everybody, we're back with Jerry from California Mother Lode Prospectors. Check out his channel. I know Jaron put a link, Mr. Lodek put a link in the chat room. Check him out. I'm sure you'd like his stuff. I've been fighting my connection on YouTube. I know it's on YouTube's end too, which all I can do is pin it and try and clean it up a little.
It's always YouTube's fault.
It is. It is.
And YouTube.
It's lagging real bad too.
Yeah, I know. I'm hooked up with a solid green. I'm dropping 0 frames. So I know it's all on YouTube's end. There's like nothing using bandwidth. Judy's barely even watching TV. I don't think she even has the TV on. I know she put her phone in airplane mode. I just walked in there and asked her to. Hey, I need the bandwidth, honey. So, sorry about the lag, everybody.
Yeah, it's a lagging.
It's a lagging.
I'm doing what I can. As long as the audio is good, that's what I really care about, the audio. But hey, I can only do so much with what I got.
All you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jerry, do you have a business or anything where you take people out or do anything like that?
No, it's
Or are you just a guy that likes to go out and look for gold?
yeah, I'm a guy that's willing to go out with people if they want to go out and have fun and they're not some weirdo or something. I'm totally down to go out all the time. That's the thing about me. So most people, that know me that will go out prospecting know that if they're going out, I'm probably down to go. Unless I'm working, otherwise I'm out prospecting. But no, I haven't done anything like a business for it or anything like that. It's something that I kind of talked about with one of my buddies when we started. I have a buddy named Casey, and he's one of the guys that I go out with a lot. I haven't been out much this year with him. He's kind of got some personal stuff going on, but I've been going out with Top Cat and Mine in Hawaiian, Justin, those guys a lot recently. And I don't know. It's not really looking to make any money off of it right now. It'd be awesome if it was something that I could do and, sustain myself. Of course, I would totally do that. But right now, if someone contacts me and they just want to go out and, especially if they're not from around here or anything, and want to find some gold in California, send me a message and we could try to hook up and, make it happen. My phone on mute here.
So you think we're ready to take some calls, Ed?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Since after last week, I'm scared.
After last week, I don't know.
I don't know.
Question. I was reading someone. Let me look here. It was Golden Pater Reviews. He asked what my best day prospecting was.
Right.
Best yield gold-wise day. What made you come back and back? And the reason why I'm going back to that is because I have my gold from the best day that I've had. I have the best day's gold that I have is a 4.5 gram nugget. It's not something crazy big, but it's a neat nugget because it's like a piece of reef gold. If you could see that, it's very much like a big cornflake.
That's crazy big for here.
Yeah,
It's a monster, dude.
And
for here, that's a monster.
yeah, but that's my biggest piece. That's my bread and butter piece right there. I found that piece with my old man, just him and me. We were out prospecting. This came from the Middle Fork American, and that actually I found that in my Garrett 1/2-inch classifier. Didn't even make it into the pan.
Yeah.
That's my best find. That was we were out just on a day trip to some new ground. I'd never been there before. Rode the motorcycles into this canyon on a trail that was completely overgrown to as far as we could, and then hiked a good couple miles from there. And that trip in particular, it was me and my dad, and we got split up. And I spent the whole day looking for him. I started getting scared. I mean, we were out there in the canyon, and I really started freaking out because I couldn't find him. I hiked up. There was another feeder creek. I hiked up. That was the last that I saw him, was at the mouth of this feeder creek. And it was some pretty rough terrain. And I hiked up a good 1/2 mile up that way, came back down up the 1/2 mile the other way. And I started kind of getting worried and almost freaking out. And finally, I decided to go downriver from that spot a little bit further than I had before. And I found him. And I literally spent the whole trip, the whole day basically looking for my dad. And then Right, I think that was like a pan that I did right before we left, and I found that nugget. So it was kind
Wow.
of for that.
Wow.
Good times for
Oh,
sure.
Sure.
Oh, hey, Darth.
Come in incognito.
Yeah, it's his real name.
You know, would expect to see Darth Vapor.
There you go, Ray. Hook up with Jerry here when you come down to California again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we have several of you guys in here from the Motherlode, you know. We have
Right.
Josh from Rad, and
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
One of these days, I got to get out with Josh for sure. Go on a rad adventure, or he's got to come on an adventure with me. One of the two. We're gonna make it happen either way. And I mean, most of those guys that are in here, I've been out on trips with them already. See a
Yeah.
lot of. You know?
I think you would have. I think you would have fun with Ray Russo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do a little dredging. I'll get on the nozzle.
Yeah, you on a nozzle.
It'd be nice if you guys in California could ever get back to dredging.
Man, you're telling me, man, it's just ridiculous out here. You know, what's funny is I was just talking about this to a guy, not necessarily about gold dredging, but just how crazy things are in California
Right.
in general. And, you know, it's starting to get pretty bad, though. If you go on YouTube, I mean, I love California. There's a lot of weird stuff and kooky people and things that are screwed up about California.
Well, that's mostly in the big cities, though. You know, Frisco,
Yeah.
LA, Diego,
Yep.
the Sac, and you know, but outside of there, it's beautiful country,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I feel I can speak my 2 cents on Cali since I'm a native. But
Yep.
I exodus there a long time ago. But I still have that right.
No, I love California, man. And there's a lot of people out there that just kind of group everybody into this. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Oh, you're from
California.
LA.
Oh, California, stay in California, this and that. And I know a lot of people. I have a lot of friends actually that are getting out of California. I have a buddy that just moved to Oregon, and
Oregon's
you got to
nice.
watch telling people that you're from California up there, because there's really like you know, a stigma about people from California.
When I first moved to Washington, it wasn't that bad. But as more and more Californians moved to Oregon and Washington, the worse it got. You know, and you, especially if you say, "Oh, I'm from Southern California," all of a sudden they lump you into LA. No, no, no,
Got
no,
the
no.
surfing, brah.
Dude,
Yeah.
you remind me of Spurgoli.
Yeah, it's funny. I've never even surfed ever in my life. You know, I'm from California. I live like I could go surfing anytime. It's one thing I've never done.
Well, there's some good surf up around the San Francisco area. Actually, right by Presidio, there's a nice break, and then a little south of you around Monterey Bay, you have Half Moon Bay, Santa Cruz, and Mavericks. If you want a wave that will make you scream "mommy," go to Mavericks.
Well, I know about Mavericks. Yeah, I know. I used to actually race a little bit, but ride jet skis and build racing jet skis and race stand-up jet skis. And I actually built some freestyle skis too. And there's a place up in Oregon that they would take and do an event every year and ride the surf. And that was something I always wanted to go do, but that was as close to surfing as I would get, you know, on a jet ski, I guess.
Yeah, but the water's pretty cold up there.
Yeah.
We used to have a place by my grandma's in Morro Bay. That ain't quite as far as Frisco though, but yeah. my dad's from Anaheim, and my mom was from the hometown of California International Mining Journal, Aptos. It's my mom's hometown right there on Monterey Bay. Beautiful area up there, beautiful. I think Ray Rusaw was in Northern California when he was out there last. But Klamath River has any good gold? Have you ever ventured up that way?
Never
Happy
been
Camp?
that way. I've never been up that side. That's opposite side of the Mother Lode. So
Right.
I've been on the Sierra side of the mountains. I mean, I take that back. We actually have property on that other side of those mountain range, but it's way closer to us, kind of near Clear Lake and a little bit north.
Okay. Clear Lake, Highway 20, Clear Lake.
Yep.
Goes
And
over to 101, I believe. I've driven that road from Willetsville or something like that.
Yep, Willets. And we just survived a big fire, and this fire's still burning. It was the biggest fire in California's history, actually.
I heard about that.
Yeah, we have 2 different properties. One of them's like a family-owned property. It's like a big group of people all own it, and there's a cabin there, a couple of homesteads, a couple of people have their trailers and stuff, and a couple of people lost their trailers, but our main cabin survived. And then we have another property that my aunt owns that was in our family, and it survived supposedly. We can't get to it because of all the downed trees, but supposedly it survived, they're saying. So but yeah, I want to get up there because of this fire. And there's over 160 acres that we have up above on the mountaintop. I've always kind of wondered about. It's not really in gold country, but there are some copper mines and a couple of mines below that they found copper and gold together. And the geology looks very correct. There's a lot of quartz float in the area, a lot of quartz float coming down where we get our water from for the cabin. And I've always wondered about it. And so this fire has kind of gone through there and really opened everything up. So I'm really kind of antsy to get up there and check everything out now.
I would definitely prospect that area. There's gold on that range. My mom and my grandma talked about how they would mine on the beach at Monterey Bay. Just down from Aptos, they would mine on the beaches there. The Russian River has gold.
Oh, wow.
Then, yeah, I would
all the time, and I'm always thinking, because I have for work, I have a couple of sites that I go to that are right along. I drive right along the Russian River, and I'm always looking at it. And there's some spots with bedrock that just look so awesome. And one of these days, I keep telling myself I need to bring a pan with me to work and just stop and do a pan. And I might have to do it now. If you're saying that I kind of think that in California, if you look hard enough on any of these rivers, you're going to find some gold. Even if it's just a little bit of color here and there. I mean, especially in that geology that they have going on over there, because if above. Or not above, I guess it would be east of the Russian River. There's that big mine over there by Lake Berryessa that's closed now. It was like the biggest mine, and it was all they were mining all like the sulfides and all the mineral gold from the water they were pulling there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name. It starts with an M. I think it was like McAuliffe or something, McAuliffe mine or. But that was supposedly one of the biggest gold mines in California, still to this day, I think.
Golden Patriot Review has another question for you. He wants to know if you have a name for your nugget.
No, I don't.
No.
You have to name it. Jesse names his.
I've named both of mine.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's very much. I mean, if you were to see it, it looks just like a cornflake was dipped in liquid gold. And
that was the first thing I noticed about it. It looked like a cornflake.
Yeah, I mean, it looks dead on like a cornflake.
Right.
What's neat if you look at it really close, you could see like the crystalline like structure in it, like almost kind of like a maze, you know.
Oh yeah, but that looks cool.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Just here, let me give you my address. You can send it to me so I can look at it. Well, I'll send
I
it
promise
back.
I'll send it back. I promise. With a little corner cut off.
Oh, no. Don't want to mess with this cornflake now.
I have some other, one of my other best finds is I have this. I don't know how well that's going to show, but that is, I believe, a platinum nugget that I found on the Middle Fork.
Cool.
Nice.
And it's small. It only weighs about, I think it was like 0.7 grams. But I'm pretty darn sure it's platinum. And done a few different tests and everything checks out. You know, I haven't brought it to somebody that could for sure verify it, but it's for sure not gold covered in mercury. It's not silver. It's not lead. And I know the area that it came from, they were getting substantial amounts of platinum.
No, then chances are in your favor that it's a little platinum picker.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. I mean, it's hard to tell. The camera doesn't do it justice, but it sure, it's not even going to focus on it. But
it's focused, but it's still hard to see. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's not as good, but cool find for sure.
Well, set that one along with the other one. Well, you know, check them out.
Yeah, everything from that size down is what I have now. I don't have any other really cool finds. Oh, check this out. I didn't find it. I take that back. This is Justin's, and I have to give it to him. Justin keyed me in. We were on the Bear River, and the Bear River is a really neat river because it's mostly a lot of alluvial gravel. It's got a lot of quartz in it. So the gravel looks really unique. It's all very fine gravel. You don't really get many boulders over the size of like a football. It's all really small cobble, and it just goes on. That's why you could drive on it for miles. And but what's cool about it is the mineralization in that gravel. You know, the gravel itself is all from the hydraulic mines above, and some prehistoric stuff. There's some old stuff in this gravel, and they were finding this stuff, and this is petrified wood. And I got a whole bunch of it, and this is kind of neat looking stuff too. It doesn't look as good in this light, but there's like a lot of different colors in here and stuff. And I mean, it's solid as a rock, and it's definitely wood. And these guys were picking it up all over the place. I got a couple of really neat looking pieces.
Has it been opalized?
Yeah, it's all, well, I don't know about opalized, but there's some spots way up in here that are like really crystallized. They're all like super.
Yeah. Looks like it might have been working. Huh?
That's cool.
Yeah, so kind of neat. I have a bunch of these in my backyard that I need to get back to Justin because he was the one going around and collecting them as we were driving. He would stop and point them out and pick them up.
Oh, stop. Let me grab that.
Yeah. I found a big old chunk of another neat rock, too. I forget what we were calling it.
Leverite?
No, not leverite. It's a red rock. I forget what it was called, but it's kind of it's not like a rare rock at all, but it's something that they can make into, you could tumble it and make some pretty cool stuff. It's around here somewhere, but yeah, I'm always looking for rocks to pick up and bring home.
I'm just as bad as you with that. I have a bucket with rocks in it from our trip to New England.
You bring a whole bucket home?
Not a whole bucket, but enough.
I just brought that one piece of bedrock with quartz running through it.
Gonna put it in your rock garden outside, huh?
Yep, my riverbed.
Yeah, mine will end up in the piles all around my house somewhere.
Yeah. My wife wants me to build a little like faux, just for decoration, what is it called? Wishing well somewhere in our yard. And I'm supposed to one day bring home a bunch of river rock to build that. It's on the honey-do list. So I got to start bringing, I don't know when I'm going to be able to bring home a truckload of river rock, though. That's going to be the big
I bring it home. I brought mine home buckets at a time.
There you go. Hey, Jeff, MacGyver Muscle Machine says, I thought you said it was a cornflake nugget. You should take the Nugget Brain Challenge and eat it.
No way. That nugget's like the worst one to take that challenge.
That might be a little painful.
Yeah, that might break your insides up, that guy.
Yeah. I would want something more like
that
a
platinum nugget.
You know?
Super worn and traveled.
Right. I hear you.
That one would be hard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised he's not in here tonight. He's in there.
Oh, yeah. He's usually in here trying to get everybody to do that challenge, man. I'm not doing it, though.
You're not the only one, brother. You're not the only
You're not the only one. It was a nice story.
It was a hilarious story.
Oh, yeah. That was
so you got anything that you want on your bucket list that you'd like to get, prospecting wise?
I got to get up to Alaska, that's for sure. I think that's something everybody wants to do at some point.
I want to go to Australia.
Oh, that too. Yeah, definitely. Those two places probably are the two standout places that I've always wanted to go check out. I've always wanted to go to Colorado. I mean, I've been to Colorado a few times for a company I worked for. I flew out there just for work, but I never got to play around. But I've always wanted to go out there and kind of poke around. As from what I've seen, it was just amazing looking out there. So
yeah, there's Colorado's nice.
Yeah,
I lived in Colorado, but I wasn't into prospecting. I wasn't into gold then. Yeah, even though I saw it, and I'm sure you heard the story. I've told it
numerous times.
Yeah, numerous times. It just, I wasn't into it, but it was all around.
Yeah, it's one day I want to just take a road trip and go, through Nevada, Idaho, kind of zigzag maybe, Montana, back down to Colorado, just do some exploring, Utah, all those places. I haven't really. I've been to to Hawaii. I've been out of state, but it's never been anywhere close to California. It's always been. I've been back to Iowa before and to Hawaii, and I've been to Yellowstone a couple of times when I flew there. So I need to get out and on the road. I'd love to do a road trip one day and just do some prospecting along the way.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
I've done my my traveling around the country already, but I wasn't into doing that. I was just traveling around, Yeah. That's a young man's game there.
I know. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe when I'm retired and my kids are grown and out of the house, that's when that might happen.
Yeah. Then you won't. Then you'll be too sore.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you'll be too sore and too old.
Yep. That's what I try to tell my wife. You got to let me go out and do this stuff now, because when I'm able to, when I'm older, I won't be able to. I'll be too beat up and my back will hurt.
Right. It's not that you won't be. It's not that you won't be able to. It's just that you'll have to pay a bigger price.
Yeah.
Well, next day,
maybe 2 years ago, I don't know what happened, but maybe about 2 years ago, I'm just starting to feel everything now. That's when I just got to that age where all of a sudden I just feel every little trip I go on. If I'm bent for a certain way, it just like hit me hard, man. Life's just changing fast now.
Just wait till you're 57 or 60.
Yeah.
How old are you now, Jesse? 67?
68.
68. You feel it. Even when you
and I'm hanging around with these 50, 49-year-old youngsters, and they're running up down hills and shit, trying to keep me
That's
I'm
what
trying to
keeps you
keep up.
vibrant, Jesse. That's what keeps you vibrant.
Help you keep you alive and feeling
Yeah, right.
young.
Oh yeah.
Of course, they don't realize if I fall and break a hip, they gotta carry me out.
Yeah,
You
see-
won't break a hip.
I'll leave
I
you with
have one of
provisions
those,
and make a call.
I have one of those GPS things. You press like the little emergency button, and it'll come and rescue you.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm falling. I can't get up.
Yep. I'm gonna, I
A
don't.
rescue
Someone needs
beacon.
if someone needs for me to carry them out, I don't know, man. I'll try, but I might be pressing that button instead.
Can throw
Hope
them
you
in the
make it back
trailer
okay.
you made.
Yeah, oh yeah, put them in the trailer. I thought about that. You know what I thought about is buying a few of those trailers and connecting them together and making like a train. So
There
to
you
carry-
go. Your own little pack train, huh?
Yeah, a little pack
Right.
train with, I got the pump on one, I got my gear in another one, the high banker in another one. That would be pretty neat.
Yeah.
But those things are expensive. I don't know. It was hard enough to pull the trigger on that thing because I didn't actually make it. A lot of people think I made that, but there's a company out of British Columbia that makes them. It's called Kit Moto. It's called the Surepax trailer, and they're not cheap. It's like $1,000, a little trailer, but it's worth it, man. If you're gonna do what we do with the trailers,
Uh-huh.
it's just a game changer.
You
Totally.
made yours though, didn't you?
No.
What you saying? He didn't. He bought it. It's a kit.
Well, I thought on the video you said you made it.
No, well, there's other ones. I have another one hanging up in the rafters. It was actually a bicycle trailer. That's what started it all. We bought these bicycle trailers, and we seen them, and they were dirt cheap. It was like $50 shipped for these little bicycle trailers that are kind of similar to the trailers that we use. And we're like, let's buy them and see if we can modify them to the motorcycles. And hey, for $50, if they just fall apart the first trip, oh well, we'll know, And we used it, and yeah, they did fall apart a couple of times, but they actually worked, but not good enough to where we would take them out again. But we didn't. But in doing that, we were able to get a lot of gear, and we were like, wow, that was cool to be able to have these trailers and get all this gear down there. We should probably invest in better trailers. So we did, and that's where we're at now. Because the thing about it is a lot of the trails that are still here in California, a lot of them are walking trails, and we don't really ride on the walking trails. There are some of them that are pretty much walking trails, but they're on BLM land, and they go from actual road, 4x4 road, into like a motorcycle trail, into a walking trail. And the bikes that we use, man, we're not out there ripping up the trail at all. Mine's a trials bike with a super soft tire, and it doesn't even leave a tread mark most of the time. We're really cautious about keeping our presence down out there. And they work perfect though, because it's all usually single track trail or like a walking trail, and we're not the only ones out there. We're the only ones really showing it on video, but I've seen multiple people out there in some of these areas on bikes, like with sluice boxes in a backpack, or going mining because they figured it out.
Well, it's a good way of travel in a lot of that area.
Right.
Well, they make it that way. It's almost like the Forest Service and the BLM have kind of forced you to do things like that, because some of these areas you either have to walk a trail that's 4 or 5 miles just to get down to the water in some cases, or just to get to the trail to get to the water is like a good 4 or 5 miles, on a hillside, and you're not going to hike 4 or 5 miles down to the bottom and then hike back up. I mean, some of the that I've ridden on, I'm like, I hope I never break down here, because it's going to be like hell getting out of here, but there's not really any other way to get to some of these places other than 4x4, or, there's guys out there that are spending weeks or months at a time. I see them a lot out on the river, and that's the only way you could do it, is to be out there for a long time on these missions,
Yeah, if it's going to take that much effort, you're definitely not going to want to go down there just for the day, or even a couple days. That would definitely be a week trip at least.
Yeah, I would love to do something like that. I just, can't right now at my age with my responsibilities, but we're actually going on a trip we're working on right now. It's going to be a pretty cool overnighter trip with a few of the locals, and that's going to be a really cool one. We're going to go to some hot ground that we've found. It's kind of a hush secret spot. So that's going to happen here in a couple weeks. Looking forward to that one.
MacGyver Muscle Machine says, "Don't bother with Utah. There's no gold in Utah." So.
Yeah, I've heard that. There's a guy I follow actually on the forums that's from Utah, and he runs a sluice box a lot, and he gets gold up there in some spots. So I know there's gold up there.
Yeah, we know better, Jeff and Jaron. Yeah. We know better.
I know.
Oh, Dano, quit it. Let me take another quick commercial break. And,
all right.
Guys, think of some questions for our guests out in the chat room.
Yeah, hit me up with questions, man.
I'm pretty reluctant tonight to break out the phone number.
After last week's, yeah.
But, you know.
Listening last week, you know why.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, oh well.
All right. It happens. Okay, I'm trying to ping because YouTube, I'll get a green signal over there, then right when I get excited, it goes back to orange and again. So I've been kind of preoccupied on my end, but let's go to this commercial break from one of our sponsors and friends. We'll be right back with Jerry from California Mother Lode Prospectors.
Adventure, mystery, discovery. Gold panning is more than a search for beautiful rocks. Panning is a journey that can take you to amazing new places all around the world. It is an experience for all ages, bringing families closer together and fulfilling a spark of excitement when life has grown too dull. The Gold Claw Pan makes it easier to take part in the journey than ever before. This expertly designed pan is made for any skill level and any age. All you need is an explorer's heart and the passion for discovery. Begin your family's gold story now. Order your Gold Claw Pan today and see where the adventure takes you.
All right, everybody. My name's Ed Marvin. We're back with, there he is. We're back with Jerry from California Mother Lode Prospecting, Toledo Jess, Dano, and I. If you're new to the live stream, welcome. What are you gonna do about your production on your channel? Have that came up at all?
No.
You have anything planned, new and exciting for your channel?
I have so many things that are like rolling in my head. It's just a matter of making them happen and making them a reality. That's the hardest part. Working a full-time job and being, a dad and having the whole family situation, it's not easy to be doing a YouTube channel for sure, but doesn't mean I'm not going to try, and I have fun doing it. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing next as far as anything like groundbreaking or anything like that. The Gold Shack's definitely going to keep rolling along as long as I'm getting gold and I have fine gold to run through the Blue Bowl. That's what I'm going to do. We are working on a group dig, though. That's something that I want to make happen before the summer's over. Trying really hard to come up with a location. I got a couple of things in mind. It's going to kind of be, it might be maybe the Bear River. I'm not sure yet, but at least we could all meet down there, and there's a campground down there. even though it's not the best location. I have a few other ideas too. I'm still working.
I did bring in this one particular Skype caller. Here, let me adjust
Zach,
this.
you let him in here?
Let me adjust the Skype.
LBPA prospect.
For life. For
He's
life.
got his safari hat on. He's ready.
Oh, yeah, I am.
There he is. Prospector Josh, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, guys? What's up, Jerry?
What's up, Josh?
Guy that lives 10 minutes away from me, but I've never even met him.
We'll probably meet on the river before we meet up 10 minutes away from each other.
We probably already met on a river. We've just hid from each other. Right? Oh, fuck, here comes someone.
Quick, hide.
And maybe those were Jerry's footprints you saw that one day. Oh no, those
everyone.
That's a good point. Yeah, they were size 6. Is that you, Jerry?
No. Double. How's the baby situation going, man?
It's good. It doesn't pop out till Thanksgiving, so I got some time.
Oh.
And that's why I called in, Jerry, because I've been such a good boy. I've been going to all the appointments and all the fun stuff. So she gave me the permission to go on one more outing. And
Is it the outing?
Is it the what?
Is it the outing? Is it soon here?
September 22nd, Jerry. Keep that shit open and go with us. Chris Wands is going, and we got some other guys going too. So it's not like a rad adventure. It's like hardcore rad adventure.
Man, I actually have something going on the 22nd. Are you going to be there the whole weekend though? I might have to hike in.
See, she gave me one night, so I'm still working on 2 nights. So
the boss spoke. One night, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, all the other guys are going 2 nights, so I'm still working on that. But yeah, I wanted to invite you so you have something going. That sucks.
22nd, oh, wow. I got a buddy of mine's. It's his daughter's birthday, and I just
September 22nd.
September 22nd. Yep. What did I say? August?
Oh, okay. No, I thought maybe I said August.
Yeah. No, the reason I know is just yesterday that he asked me that. But,
oh, well. It'll be another time. See, this is what happens with us every time.
I know. Man. I thought you were going to say you were coming on another trip because Chris is coming with us. I don't know if he told you. Chris is coming with us, not this weekend, but next weekend. We're going on a super secret adventure.
Oh, I've heard a rumor about this secret super adventure, and I'm really jealous. I'm really jealous about this one.
Yeah, so that's what I thought you were gonna say, that you're coming on that adventure. But
oh gosh, I wish.
You haven't been that good, huh?
No, not that good. I still drink a lot, so I can't be that good.
Well,
we're gonna definitely make it happen. That's good. Oh man, if I didn't have something to do that day, I would be totally down, man. I've been waiting for this.
Oh well, we'll make it happen. Have you guys, especially you, Jerry? It's right up here in the Sierra County. That new TV show project they're working on, that the mining one.
I haven't heard anything.
In the works. I'm sure a lot of you know TVR Exploring. Justin, he goes into the mines, all these abandoned mines.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
If you go to TVR Exploring, his channel, he just released footage of some of the project. It's amazing. It's right here in our backyard, so it's kind of cool.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what's going on. So all right, man.
Well, hey, wait. So September 22nd, that's a Saturday? Eh? Does that mean you guys are leaving to go up there on a Saturday?
I think what we're doing is I'm not sure yet. We're either leaving Friday and coming back Sunday, or leaving Saturday and coming back Monday.
Because depending on what time Saturday, I might be able to still make it. So.
Well, it's like a 5-hour hike in, so I don't know.
Well, you do it. I'm
All
not
right.
spurred.
Well, I'll keep you updated for sure.
All right, right on, man. For sure.
All right, you guys have a great show, and I'll keep on listening.
Thank you.
I'll make the invite. We'll make it happen. Either way.
For sure, bro. And bring that nugget. I don't want to see that in real life.
Don't make me eat it.
I won't do that. I won't. All right, guys. Talk later.
He won't be able to bring you that nugget. He's going to ship it to me.
Ooh.
Oh.
I didn't hear him agree to that, Jesse.
Oh, I know. Well, I'll keep trying.
Nice try.
I always try.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob, that would be really cool if it does become an annual thing.
Man, now I want to go on this prospecting trip.
Why do you have to say that?
I see his wheels working in his brain. Let's see.
I know. I'm like already thinking like,
this.
How can I go?
I gotta go back and look at that invitation and see the time that party was. See what time.
Check the date. Make sure. You know.
Oh, I'm for sure it was the 22nd because it stood out and I remember.
Well, August or September.
Send a card with money in it.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, he always works.
That's the best gift.
Yeah, just keep thinking about it. I'm sure you might figure something out.
Oh, I hope so, because it's been bugging me. I've been wanting to go on one of these rad adventures for a while. You know.
This is a special rad adventure.
Special one, too.
Yeah,
you know?
special, super rad adventure.
Yeah.
Rad.
Must be some rich-ass dirt.
Yeah. Something's going on. Maybe he's going to take me to that special super secret mine that they got. That him and Adam found.
It could be, yeah.
Whoever.
Oh yeah, that was a cool thing they found up there. That mine that the guy was living in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm always wondering about that, if they're going back up there or not. Maybe that's the super secret spot that he's talking about, or the super secret part.
I'm sure he gets up that way. Getting better at repelling.
Well, now I guess he hasn't probably gotten out for a while since the whole baby thing.
True.
He's been locked up because of the baby, so it sounds like he's getting to come out and have some fun. Good for him.
Yeah, kids tend to change your life a lot.
Your life for life.
Yeah, your life for life. And our buddy from down under, Busted Knuckles, he had their daughter.
Yeah, that's right. Sean they had the baby. It was a girl.
Yeah, it was. Girl. I had the name somewhere. I think it's on my Facebook, but I don't dare bring anything else up. YouTube keeps teasing me. It goes from green to orange, green to orange. So sorry, everybody. It's one of those nights.
Yep. You got that right, Ron.
Yeah. LBPA for life. So when you have a chance, Jerry, send me your address, because I got to get your membership coin out to you and
That's right.
Josh's membership coin out to him.
You've been inducted into the, what is it, the LPBA?
LBPA.
LBPA.
Right. Remember, it's top secret.
Yeah, that's right. I can't even remember the name of it. It's so top secret.
It's as secret as your secret spot. Top secret. And it got to make everyone go,
Scotty Tony just joined us. He's been working for 13 hours today.
Now, that's Randy Scotty Tony.
I know how that feels.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Randy Scotty Tony? He's a Indiana prospector, too.
Nice. There's no gold in Indiana.
No, none in Ohio either.
No.
No gold in Indiana, Ohio.
Definitely none in California.
No.
Come out here looking for it.
No gold there. No.
Just all pyrite, throw it back.
Yep.
It's all beaver.
49ers took it off.
Yep, it's all gone. No one looks for gold out here anymore. Crazy. And no, I don't have a tattoo on my head. If anyone's wondering, I bumped my head right before the show. Smacked my head on a piece of wood on my workbench.
Ow.
Big old raspberry.
Oh, yeah, I see it now that you pointed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it till you
I didn't even notice.
Darn, I shouldn't even have said anything.
No,
Wow.
That looks like a third eye.
It looks like a heart. Like I have this little heart-shaped tattoo, like a broken heart or something.
And
When I'm looking at it,
now I can't help but see it. Gee
Right.
whiz. I didn't even notice it before, and now that's all I see.
Neon side.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So when's your next guy? When's your guys' next outing? I thought I heard you guys saying, or maybe it was
Gold
Adam.
Rush days.
Gold Rush
That's
Days, Labor Day weekend.
Right.
You're more than welcome. Come out and join us, Jerry.
If I could make it out, I would.
Adam should be there.
Ray Russo just said he'll be in North Carolina September 20th to the 24th. You'll have fun with the cronies, dude. Let me tell you.
You'll have a great time. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it.
Not me either. Not this time.
That's right after my birthday too. It'd be nice, but no,
Yesterday.
Oh, well, happy birthday!
Oh,
I chose to see my son instead, and go dig a little in Vermont. Okay, everybody, if YouTube behaves with us and stays in the green, the stream should get better. Boy, it's still back. It's lagging quite a bit. But we're in the green, so hopefully the gremlins will leave us alone. You think I should open up the lines at all? Think I should
Nah, let's give it a rest this week.
take a chance? Well,
yeah,
those who are on the list and feel like calling, I'll put that offer out there. Josh did it, so I know Ray's on the list and a few others. So,
Right.
but I don't think I'll open the phone lines tonight.
So do you do anything else besides prospect for gold? I mean, I think I asked you this earlier, but I don't know if you answered.
Yeah,
No.
probably got off in kind of like a little bit of a tangent with it. So yeah, I do metal detecting. I do pretty much everything. That's kind of my Achilles heel is I'm like always doing too much other stuff and I can't settle down and put all my energy on one thing.
Right.
Kind of spread
You
out.
don't think like treasure hunting, looking for lost treasures?
No, I found a geocache once looking for gold. That was kind of cool. Didn't mean to, but that was kind of, well, actually, no, a buddy of mine found it right before I did. I was going to find it. He found it first. So
Beat you to it.
he beat me to it. No, but I haven't, no real treasure hunting. I did do a lot of I don't know. I've always just been into collecting neat things ever since I was a little kid. Anything that I just thought was neat, you know.
I think we're all kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look behind me in my garage, I mean, every little nook and cranny of everything that I own is like jam packed full of stuff, and just I can't throw anything away. I'm like a pack rat, and I like to collect stuff, and I probably have. That's probably what I do the most is collect stuff, other than prospect.
Well, what kind of stuff? Just whatever catches your fancy, or arrowheads, bottles, coins,
I have a lot of
tokens.
bottles. I have a lot of bottles. There was a time where, for work, I was doing glass etching, and I was doing. I worked for this company that was doing glass etching because I'm close to Napa. You know, Napa Valley's huge with wine, so. We would do special collections for these wineries, and so they would send us like their top shelf, like their best stuff that they were going to hold on to and put in their cellars and keep forever, and we would do like their bottle etching for them. And
chemical sandblast or how?
Yeah, it's actually sandblasted. They put like a chemical membrane on the bottle and sandblast it. So
I engrave on glass.
Okay.
With an engraver.
Yeah.
Bringing up Napa Valley, you know, Calistoga's right next to Napa in the valley, and they have Calistoga, the geyser there. That is, there's an old volcano that's not far from there. And with all that like geothermal stuff going on there, I bet you there's some gold.
Oh. They are. I think that they are. They have some project going on up there. I've looked into it. Up in the hills of Calistoga, there's like some geothermal type. I don't know if it's a mining project or what, but there is definitely something going on up there on top of these old historical mines that I've seen on some maps just in research that I've done. And there's a lot of that stuff going on this side of California, on this, you know, not on the Sierra side. Mountain range.
The coastal range?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of that geothermal stuff, and a lot of that up near our property that I was talking about. There's an actual mine up there, not very far away, that was a big mine, and it was a geothermal, like hot spring area. It's now they've turned it into a nudist colony. It's like a big retreat where all these nudists live, but it was originally a gold mine, you know, because of all this geothermal activity. There was also gold. They were finding gold out there too, I guess. Even free milling gold. You know? So.
Nice.
Pan and nude.
Yeah, pan and nude. I wonder. I've been up near there, gold hunting, not super close, but kind of up above that geothermal area. There's another gold mine up there that was actually called the Clyde mine, and it's near a lake called Indian Valley Reservoir, and it's really a neat area. That's where we found the geocache I was talking about, was at this mine, and they actually turned it into a shooting range now. You know, a lot of these old mine sites, people start dumping stuff and turning them into these shooting ranges. So
that area sounds familiar. What was the name of that again?
The Clyde mine, Indian Valley Reservoir.
Indian Valley Reservoir.
Indian Valley Reservoir is kind of it's kind of north of Lake Berryessa, kind of east of Clear Lake, or south of Clear Lake, southeast of Clear Lake, I guess. That's one of the spots that I started messing with when I first got into the whole gold thing, was this Clyde mine. And now I've always wanted to go back to it because I didn't know what I know now. And there's a lot of stuff that I seen at the time that I overlooked, that I remember, like, oh, I should have gone back, and I need to go back and check this out or that. But I know we found gold. There's a little creek that runs underneath this mine, and that creek ends up going all the way down to that spot that I was just talking about. And we found gold in that little creek just panning. And I've never really gone back up there since then. I've always kind of wanted to get back up there and play around. But we originally went there to metal detect, and like, you know, it's a shooting range now, and those are not, you can't metal detect there, obviously.
Well, you'd be digging up a lot of lead and full metal jackets, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
what's this
I
target?
just go-
Oh, lead.
I just go to the classifier and just find it that way.
Okay.
I see our buddy Wayne Nugget Brain made it in tonight.
Yeah,
You doing, Wayne?
he must have heard someone talking about him. His ears must have been burning. But hey, what can we say? Welcome, Wayne. I'm kind of preoccupied. YouTube's doing its thing again.
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock too, Ed.
Oh, yeah. Well, here, let me take care of another obligation. We'll be right back. Don't have to disappear or anything, guys, because it's only audio. And Jaron, I did get your email. I just haven't transferred it over yet. But another break from our good friends at iPan for Gold.
Hey, this is Michael from iPanForGold.com. You know, I love to receive emails and photos of the gold my friends recover from my pager, and they're not too shy to tell me about it either. Just check out some of the reviews, photos, and even videos that they have posted on my Facebook page. Here are some of my not so shy friends now.
I'm Aaron, and I pan for gold.
I'm Caleb, and I pan for gold.
I'm Ed Marvin, and I pan for gold.
I'm Erica, and I pan for gold.
I'm James, and I pan for gold.
I am John. I am John, and I pan for gold.
I'm Mark, and I pan for gold. I'm Tony, and I pan for gold.
This is Rob from Nashville, and I pan for gold.
Be sure and check our Facebook page and website for the latest offers, blog articles, and videos. What's in your pan? I hope it's pay dirt from iPanForGold.com.
Yeah, Michael puts out some good pay dirt. I know that. I know Ray Russa likes it, and I know Toledo Jess likes it.
Yep, I like Ray's stuff too.
Yeah, me too.
Sell it.
But he can go to the beach and shovel some in a box and send it to us anytime. I won't complain.
Oh, no. Hello. I'll even pay the shipping.
Yeah, me too. You should see the stuff Ray gets off the beach in Juneau, Jerry. It's like talcum powder. It will.
Yeah, I've seen the video. I know you guys have had the opportunity to play with it firsthand, but I've seen the videos of it.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Yeah, it definitely can be. The last time I kind of cheated with the stuff I got from Dennis Dayton. I used the blue bowl that I got from Dyer Prospecting, so that was kind of cheating. So we cheat a bit where others would hand pan that stuff. But Jesse learned how to use his gold claw really good panning that stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. That gave me lots of practice.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I have some stuff for tomorrow night's show. I have some 100 mesh, and then I have quite a bit of -50 mesh for the blue bowl, and I can't wait to run that stuff because I know it's pretty rich. Especially, I kind of peeked at the 100 mesh stuff, put it in a pan, and just fanned it back to look at it and see how much gold was in it, and it was pretty rich. So I like playing with that stuff. It's fun playing with the super fine gold because it's kind of tricky.
Yeah, the stuff that Ray gets is, -200 and
oh yeah,
smaller. I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd want to keep your wife from it. She'd probably want to paint her eyelids with. Oh, look.
Yeah, you know, I was on a trip not that long ago with my dad, and he's got this old Willys truck, and he had brought a bunch of gear down with. We used it for one of our outings, and he was four-wheeling, and something happened, and one of the radiator mounts broke, and the radiator hit the fan, so it was leaking, and it was all busted up. And he came up to me. We pulled over at a spring. And we weren't really in like any trouble, you know, weren't overheating or anything on our way back. And he came up to me, he's like, we need to put all of your powder gold into the radiator right now so we can get back. And he was kind of joking. I think he was joking, but I think he was serious too at the same time, because I mean it makes sense. I bet it would work the same way that they use copper that way, you know.
Right. What's that called? Bars? That radiator. So Barstow.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called, but I know, yeah, that's basically what it is. It's a powder, you know, a very malleable metal.
But I think, doesn't the copper melt at lower temperatures?
I think copper. Well, actually, no. I think copper's high.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I forget the temp for it. Google it.
We got a question for Jerry from CSI Deacon. What do you think about GPA recent announcement about section dredging opening back up March of 2018? First of all, I didn't realize GPAA announced that.
No, I've heard a lot of things. I heard Shannon over at AMRA say something about it.
Right, that's who I heard it from.
But it sounds really great, but there's been a lot of talk for years. I mean, there's been a lot of like ups and downs and a lot of like high hopes points. I can remember quite a few of them where we thought things were going to happen and they didn't. Doesn't mean I give up on it. You know, if it happens, that's awesome. But
it sounds like this time Shannon's pretty
it does
sure about it, but it's going to have some stipulations and caveats attached with that. So it's not going to be just like, okay, go ahead, guys. It's going to be more involved in that.
Yeah, they're going to have like a permitting process. It sounds like it's pretty. I don't want to say complicated, but not super easy at the same time.
Don't they already have a permitting process?
Well, they're supposed to. The whole problem is that they're supposed to have this permitting process that doesn't exist, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but hopefully it isn't the type of thing where, okay, you send in your application for a permit and then they drag their bureaucratic feet along forever to get you that permit.
Yeah, that's, you know, there's a lot of things going on with the Forest Service as far as POOs. And I don't know. Sometimes my whole thing is I'd rather not even associate myself. I mean, I'm a claim owner myself. I have a claim. And I've talked to the Forest Service about certain things, and they're really cool for the most part, depending on what you're doing. But you know, it's almost one of those things where, depending on what you're doing, you might want to ask. Some people would ask for permission. Some people beg for forgiveness. You know, kind of situation. Kind of got to play your cards on what you're doing.
Right.
You know? I don't know. I've never done anything that's required any type of permitting or anything like that yet on my claim. I've high banked up there before all this really big high banking got wrapped up into all this litigation type stuff too. But I did that before then, and I didn't get good enough to results where I was to keep doing it, so I gave up. But yeah, even supposedly now you even need all these permits to high bank and stuff, and that's why it really got out of hand.
Right.
Because high banking got all wrapped up in it. You know, it shouldn't be.
Yeah, they're even calling a pan a dredge, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It gets so ridiculous. I kind of feel like out here, there's so many things that are so ridiculous. You kind of just got to look the other way and do what you do, and hopefully no one has a problem with it. And if they do, you deal with it when there is, you know.
Yep, like you said, either you ask permission or you ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, you get up in some of these areas, man, and they're a different world. I was up in Downeyville last year, and I go up there every year, and there's a guy dredging. I mean, I was at the bar downtown. You could literally sit at the bar and have a beer, and it overlooks the South Yuba. And I was sitting there watching a guy dredge. I mean, anyone could drive up and see him, and no one's messing with him. You know, certain places, just depends. You get into some of these places and local authorities and who knows who and what their views are of things, you know, and there's a lot of stuff that still goes on in the hills, you know.
Oh yeah. I know a couple of counties up there. There's some really pro-mining sheriffs, and they have the power to kick out any federal agents. So, like, just get out of my county.
You know, and I heard another point from a guy on the forums that was a good point is you could, you know, some of these things are public record. I mean, what they prosecute people for in these counties. And as far as he knows, you know, from doing research, you know, in the county that I own my claim in, no one's been prosecuted for any type of high banking or suction dredging in the last few years. So it kind of shows you, you know, all these things are so bad, but, you know, it's like they're, depending on where you're at, you know, it might not be as bad, or they might not be looking for it as hard, I guess you could say.
Right.
You know, we don't, like here, I mean, so far we haven't had any problems, but like we work with the local fishermen, fly fishermen in our area.
Yeah.
And, you know, we invite them onto our lease. They come out and they fly fish. And they love it. In fact, we have one guy that comes in every year for Gold Rush days to talk about fly fishing, you know. So
and they actually like us to leave our dredge holes too, because this particular river here in Ohio, they have brown trout in, and you know how trout like cold, clean water. And so they like it. We leave our dredge holes, and they know keep an eye out for them so they don't fall into their chest waders or hip waders in them. So, but the Mohican Fly Fishermen Association, it's a good thing that our chapter has a good relationship with them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's important. Definitely. I know out here in California, I was reading, you know, about the noise. They're talking about the noise in the chat. And I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, it's just in California, it's like who's irritated with what, you know, it's like, that's basically what it comes down to, you know, who high up enough that cares about something enough to F it up for everybody else, you know, that like might not even care about it, you know.
Who's the most offended?
Yeah. And you go to some of these places where nobody is and no one cares about what you're doing or no one's looking for it. But I know an example is a friend of mine was in a place running a sluice box where they don't want you to run a sluice box. Well, he was running a sluice box for years there and didn't have a problem until someone kayaked by him and gave him dirty looks. All of a sudden, that same day, he's getting cited for running a sluice box. So, you know, it just shows you, you know, I mean, you're not hurting anything until someone just has a problem with you, basically, you know.
Right. And here, I'll bet you, they don't even know what the problem was.
No.
They just know that he's not supposed to be doing it, so I'm gonna tell on you because it offends me that you do something you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's not really.
Well, what are they gonna do when they make kayaking illegal?
Exactly.
Or what are they gonna do when they make fishing illegal? You know.
Or hiking or four-wheeling. Oh wait, they've done some of that already.
I mean, you think about how ridiculous some of these things really are. I mean, I was an avid fisherman for years. We can't run a dredge because it's adding something that's not even adding it. But yet you could hook a piece of lead to your fishing line and throw it in the water and lose it over and over and over again, and it doesn't matter. Like that's legal and that's fine.
Right. Well, here's the hypocrisy of that whole situation. Supposedly, we're damaging the river so that the fish can't spawn and we can't come and kill them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of messed up. Back in Washington, we tried telling them for years, they're coming for us. They will be coming for you. If you're a 4x4, a ATV rider, a fisherman, hikers, right down the road. And they're seeing it up north in Washington,
Yep.
Closing off.
Even out here, there's some places where the rock hounds are having problems.
Yeah.
You can't go out and collect rocks anymore. Because you're destroying habitat.
Yeah.
What happens when all the rocks are gone?
Yeah, right.
More rocks will replace it.
I've said this before, and somebody got on me about it, but I really don't care. We as human beings are so arrogant that we actually believe that we can change how the planet's going to act. When we do something to destroy the planet, Mother Nature turns around and takes care of the problem. Whether that means burning the woods down, flooding us all out, she's going to take care of herself. There's
been
nothing
doing it for how long now? So.
Yeah, there's nothing that we can do as a species that's going to destroy this planet. Planet Earth will destroy us before it allows us to destroy it.
Yeah.
So we're not all that powerful. Not like people believe. Oh, you're going to pollute the planet.
Yeah. What's sad too is, realistically, it's so ridiculous. Some of these laws and these things that they're pushing are so ridiculous. Then it's kind of like, well, how do they get away with it? And you look at the mining community. You can see it on YouTube. Some of these people are out here pushing really good content. They got a lot of time, and some of these channels. Jeff Williams, he's one of the exceptions. I feel like he's got quite a big. I think he's almost at like 250,000 subscribers or something.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's not barely any interest in the mining anymore. Even some of these guys, we're talking. I'm only in the 2000s. So, I think the most I've seen subscribers is in the 6,000 to 10,000 range for anything mining related. It's just no one really thinks about it as much as they did in the past. And
right. Well,
I think part of the problem is you need more people that care about it to fight it and that are higher up, and to make a big deal out of it, because it's so ridiculous. It's like, how could they be getting away with this for this long?
Well, and here that's one of the things that's kind of important about getting involved with demonstrating to the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Getting involved with demonstrating in schools, because they're being taught by people who have no idea what the hell they're talking about. They're being taught things that aren't true.
Right. Oh, if we don't show them, they'll never learn.
Like pictures I've seen from Fish First or something like that, where they'll show a spawned out salmon dead and blame it on a mining operation or a dredging operation. Where what do salmon do when they spawn? They die. They become eagle bait.
Yeah.
It's
bear food.
Pretty much.
Do bears eat the dead ones, or do they just go for the live ones?
I don't know.
I think that they eat all.
But
I think
I
it
know.
depends on where they're at and how hungry they are.
True,
okay.
true. I know the Eagles make a feast out of them. I know that for a fact. I've seen it year after year up back home in
Not just
Washington.
not just the eagles. A lot of birds out there that eat carrion. And then don't forget the mammals and ground critters that do the same. You know.
Oh yeah, raccoons and all those
Right.
little critters. Even run for the hills. Maybe even his
Street critters.
critter.
Oh man, I tell you what, dude, that was so much fun. This weekend, Ron had 3, 4
Yeah, 5
critters out in the
critters in the creek.
Yeah.
5, I believe it was.
All with that fabulous dream, Matt.
Were you guys allowed to run any dredges up there?
No, it's
Maine you can dredge about anywhere without permits. New Hampshire you have to buy a permit and gives you the state. Vermont, from what I understand, is no power equipment whatsoever. And to use a sluice, technically, you're supposed to have a permit for each individual spot you sluice.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? Setting your sluice up on the spot, paying for that permit, and then going, I think I'd rather go here.
Well, I think they give you a radius, you know,
Okay.
a certain length of stream, but, you know, what do you mean I need a permit? It's only 10 more feet down the stream. Are you kidding me? I think that's the type of situation I'd rather, instead of ask permission, seek forgiveness. What do you mean? I thought it was okay. I'm from Ohio.
If you're on private property, that changes all the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely does for sure. Yeah, you guys don't have a lot of public lands out that way, if any,
Well,
right?
no, we really don't have any public land other than parks.
Yeah.
And like in Ohio, state parks are off limits.
Right.
You can't take any material, not even stones or nothing out of it.
State parks here are the same too.
But if you can gain access to the river in Ohio, you can run up to a 4-inch dredge. You know, the problem here is getting access.
Right, having the permission for that can be a hassle. And even in Wayne National Forest, our only national forest here in Ohio, you can only use a hand spade and a pan if you're lucky. So yeah, and then they do a thing, well, this is public land, but it's acquired land, not like out west. And I'm like, acquired land? What do you mean? You acquired that land, you acquired this land, isn't it still all public land?
Yeah.
And they talk like our land. This is our park.
Right.
But I've heard the same thing from rangers in Washington, Oregon, and California. This is our land. What do you mean it's your land?
Yeah.
But we have no such thing as claims or BLM, and if you do want to do anything bigger than 4-inch, you have to get permits through Army Corps of Engineers. But Indiana allows up to 5-inch dredge.
Right.
So that's.
Yeah, I have me a dredge. Well, I have me a high banker combo that I've yet to use. I've used the high banker. I haven't used the dredge attachment yet. So one of these days, hopefully.
Well, hopefully the worm will turn. You know, you would think the way things are going in Sacramento and the state of Cali as a whole, a lot of people would say, why are we putting these people in office that are only destroying our state? You know, because I know my old neck of the woods, it's like homeless city all over the place, you know.
Yeah, it's bad in a lot of areas, man. I mean, even where I live, it's not like the prettiest place. It's not terrible. I live kind of on the outskirts of town, like basically in the middle of I'm in the valley between Sacramento and San Francisco. I'm from where all the food comes from, basically. And
the big valley.
Yeah, and even it's starting to get bad out here. I mean, I drive home and I'm seeing all these people. I'm like, where are they coming from, man? I mean, it's bad everywhere around here. But you get out into the hills, man, and no one could survive out in the hills. There's no one to give them money, you know. is if I was homeless, I would be up in the hills digging gold. That's what I'd be doing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't know about it, you're not going to do it.
You don't know to go do it. But shoot, if I'm ever in that situation for whatever reason, I'm going to become a gold. I'm going to gold tramp it out, man. I'm going to be up in the Motherlode somewhere.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's because you know about it. I mean, like I said, if you don't know about that, you don't know that you can make money. And if you don't know how to do it, I mean, you know, that's like the furthest thing from your mind. You just want to get something to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like I said, I lived in Colorado. I lived out in California, but I wasn't into it. I didn't even know about it. I mean, I knew about it. It's just not anything that I thought that I could make a living at or even get money from doing it. You know?
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, I've lived in California and I've always known about gold and it's always been like a cool, like a mysterious, neat thing.
Right.
You know?
Something they used to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that they used to do. And then you, like I was saying, I started watching Gold Rush and that's when it's like, wait a minute. Like I live in California. There's got to be gold here still. Sure enough, you know.
Well, like I said, the same here. You know, then you start researching and realize that what gold they got was very little compared to what there is.
Yeah.
So off we go. Spend all that money, get that little bit of gold.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then you realize that you figure out why no one's digging for gold anymore.
Right.
Like out there spending 40, 50 for me. Yeah, it's like 40, 50 bucks to go gold mining and gas. I drive a big old diesel, so and I'll do it happily. I don't mind paying because it's like, where else am I going to go? I can go anywhere around here and spend 40, 50 bucks in an hour or two trying to entertain myself.
Go to the casino.
Oh, yeah. Go to the casino. I could go watch a movie or something. But
all right.
Spend it on heading to the mountains. That's way better to me. Just put my feet in the water and get some gold in the pan. That's all that really I need, you know.
I know. I was asked over the weekend when we were in Vermont. I was asked if the trip was what I expected. Did I get the gold that I expected?
Never do.
My answer to that was, I never get what I expect to get, what I hope to get. Yeah. But as long as I get some, I'm not disappointed. You know. Yeah. Because I expect to come home with ounces every time I go out. You know,
I'm gonna find that.
You don't know. You know that don't happen. You know, did I enjoy the trip? Oh, absolutely. It was fun meeting people that I hadn't met before, or people that I had met on here but I haven't met in person. Yeah. It was fun hanging out with people that I already knew. It was fun meeting new people, and it was a beautiful place. I mean. Wow, you know, I've never been to Vermont before, so going there was a trip. I enjoy going, you know, different places. I've been all over the country. I just haven't been east of New York, you know.
So now you can say you have.
That like little, you guys had a little cabin thing with the fire pit or the fireplace.
That was the pavilion.
Yeah.
Well, that was the pavilion. That was, yeah. we just used it for that night, but we all had our own campsites.
Okay.
You know, that would have been cool if we would have all been in that spot. And if we had enough time, we could have worked it out for that to happen. But as it was still cool. We were all spread out in our own little campsites, and you know, went and visited, and got tired of visiting and go home. You know, but no, it was still a good time. Beautiful place, beautiful country. So I can add Vermont to my list.
That's awesome. Did you get any maple syrup while you're up there?
I actually did.
So did I.
You know, I bought my quart.
Yeah, me too.
What I really had a taste for though, because before I went, I kind of researched what they were famous for, or, you know, what kind of foods they were into. Because I'm a food nut. I like to eat different foods, try out different stuff. Couple of things that I wanted to try. One was fiddleheads, which are new fern prawns.
Okay, yeah.
You know how when they first come out? Yeah, you know how when they first come out they look like the head of a fiddle?
Yeah.
They're called fiddleheads, and they cook with them. You know? Yeah. So I wanted to try that.
Was it any good?
I don't know. It's the wrong season. That's springtime.
Oh, okay.
When they first come out. And the other thing that I wanted to try was a maple cream pie.
Yeah, I know you got that. Did you get there in time?
She didn't make it.
She didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
Doggone it.
Apple's a big thing up there too. Is that Vermont?
There were quite a few apple trees I saw, but I always thought that was more like a Ohio and Washington thing.
Yeah, Washington for sure.
Yeah, Ohio, Michigan.
I know a lot in my part of Ohio. There's Johnny Appleseed this and Johnny Appleseed that. Historic grove of Johnny Appleseed. And I think Johnny Apple, he was spreading more than apple seeds. I'm sure of that. He got around quite a bit.
Yep, I'm Johnny Appleseed.
Hey, look who just joined us. Mr. Tim for Gold. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Mr. Morris, welcome.
So that was one of the things that I was hoping to try, and I didn't get a chance to, but that's all right. Maybe next time.
Yeah, well, I wonder why she forgot. Maybe she ate too many of her brownies.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely had good brownies.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, what do you think? We're 2 hours and 20 minutes into it. I know I need to wake up early. I'm not as beat as I once was, and Yahoo-y, I mean, YouTube-y is...
Oh, Patrick's picking on me over here. See that? Calling me old.
Jesse's Ice Age coming to a theater near you.
Oh, brother. One day, Patrick, you'll be there, buddy.
Yeah. I'll be laughing.
And if you ain't, we'll make you that way.
Oh, yeah. Just wait till the next time we're on No Tell 'em Creek, buddy.
You're going to be limping out of there, Chief. Well, there's Angelina showing up, too, at the end of the night.
Angelina, how you doing? Shows up just as we're getting ready to leave.
Hi, Angelina. Well, it is what it is, right, guys? We appreciate you joining us tonight, Jerry. It was a pleasure having you.
Oh man, right on for having me.
I hope you had fun sitting here and just shooting a blow in the wind or whatever. What can I say, Ed? What's family friendly?
It's been awesome, man. It's definitely a difference from being on the other side of the chat room for actually being on the cameras.
You know, right. We kind of wanted do an interview, but at the same time, we don't want it to be a straight-laced, straight-up interview.
More like us in the same community, sitting around the campfire, BSing about gold and our adventures and whatnot.
Right. It just seems more fun, more relaxed this way.
Oh yeah.
No,
it's been good.
So I hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, I did for sure.
Maybe someday we can actually meet in person, do some kind of rad adventure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool if we all could meet up one of these days and have the LBPA meeting.
Fly out a private jet.
Yep. There you go.
We're gonna go nationwide with that, Ed.
We already are.
Oh, okay.
Should I have patented this?
What was that?
So should I have patented this?
Yeah, you might want to get a trademark, huh? That's okay. We're the real LBPA for life.
Not the lesbian brotherhood of something. No one laughed. They're supposed to laugh.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was reading something Ron put on here. He said he actually had 6 of them in the water this weekend.
Oh, 6, not 5. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, someone bought another one.
Oh, cool. He still owes you a commission check, don't he?
Yeah. Oh, I already got it.
Oh, true. Just messing with you, Ron. Well, everybody, for those